Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. So let me see who was here first. Hmm. Uh, Teddy Bungo, were you here first? Thank you so much for that. Um. Okay. All right. So let's get on with it then. Oh, boy, excuse me. Ugh. Excuse me. It's been raining. And you know what the rain does? The rain makes me so sleepy. Sometimes I'm just like, what is wrong with me? I can't seem to get myself going today. And it's usually because of the rain. It has that effect on me. And even though the weather's been really nice, there's still a chance that there may be some snow by mid April. So don't get too excited if you live in the Midwest or the Northeast or something like that. There's always that odd chance that there may be some snow coming your way. So that's okay. It's usually one last hurrah, and then next thing you know, summer is on the way. Okay. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Okay. um, Hello, Lydia Washington, Joan Garcia. Maggie is here. Helen Marmon, Shirley Holland, Sherry Ware. Okay, Cookies and Cream. Sharon Skinner, Michelle Breathwaite, Compton Cali Gal, CK. All right, very good. Miss Viv. Hi, Miss Viv. Okay, on with it then. Ted Sarandos, the man of the hour, the man who has not finished disrupting Hollywood, as they say. He wants to change the way we make movies, the way we watch movies, all of that stuff. You know, I don't know how long Ted Sarandos has been involved with Netflix. Is he one of the founding members? Is he the founder? I really don't know. But I tell you something I know about Netflix. Netflix, they didn't they have like what the mail order CDs, DVDs rather, and they gave the viewers the opportunity to watch the DVDs and then mail them back. And they were trying to get a partnership or investment or something like that from Blockbuster. And Blockbuster said, nah, we ain't interested in that. When was the last time you saw Blockbusters? When was the last time you saw a film made by Blockbusters? Right? Just when? You haven't, because it doesn't exist. And neither does Blockbusters. I think there may be just one store left, just one, and maybe that closed. How short sighted. It's kind of like the engineer that worked for Kodak, who had this bright idea to make digital photos a possibility. And Kodak was like, what? You invented digital photos? Shh. Don't tell anybody. Keep that under your hat. Don't you dare tell a soul. They were trying to suppress the technology, and it just didn't work because Kodak practically is non-existent. Are there any more Kodaks? They were like the number one in camera film. They only sold cameras to sell you film. And what happened? Well, they've gone the way of the dodo bird, pretty much extinct. I live not too far from what used to be a Kodak building, a little factory or something like that. And if you know where to look, you can still see a old-fashioned camera designed into the stonework of the building. They thought they were going to be around forever. But anyway, it does not pay to be so short-sighted. That's why I always tell you guys, just you need to understand the technology, but don't try to fight it because it ain't going nowhere. Better learn to live with it because it ain't going nowhere. So, where are we at now here? Carmen Capella, thank you so much for being here. So anyway, Ted Sarandos, I guess he's been in the business for 25 years. You know, when you have a love for something, it's amazing how you can scratch out a living doing the things that you love. Um, let's see. Oh, by the way, take a look there. We'll get back to Ted in just a minute, but take a look there. Look at the T-shirt that Harry is wearing. Now, of course, I can't take credit for this. One of the squatties um, somehow superimposed Harry's image onto a T-shirt that looks just like those redacted forms that came from Homeland Security. I love it. Those forms, right? It says, none of your effing business. Mind your business. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Go on now. Go on back in the house. Mind your business. Okay. Don't start nothing you can't finish. uh, you know, you almost forget. You almost forget, and I won't even jinx myself by saying I won't jinx us or the Sussexes by saying it. But it wasn't too long ago that it was this up and down, back and forth soap opera about court, right? I'll let you decide which one. Um, but it just keeps happening. And the reason why is because the more influential you are, the more scrutiny that is called upon. And instead of, like people seem to believe, at least the haters believe, oh, everything goes their way because they're rich and powerful. It could also cause you a whole lot of headache because you can't just gloss over things. You can't just have a quiet life, as they say. You just can't, because there's always someone who wants to, um, I guess, sharpen their teeth on your hide, if you will, or they want to take out on you some type of mommy issues or daddy issues, or it's jealousy. It's all kind of reasons why people come after you. But that's why it's good to be uh, as well grounded as possible. You really have to call upon your faith. You have to keep some close friends nearby. You have to lean on your family during those times, because there's no shortage of people that can be troublemakers. So faith really goes a long way during those situations. And well, anyway, let them eat static, because that's all they got out of this. And yeah, sure enough, they'll try to fight another day, but hopefully they learn their lesson and just move on. That's all you can hope for. Um, Now, talk about obsession. Talk about obsession. Take a look at that. That big giant forehead. Now, I'm guessing this may be the work of Cold War Cold War Steve, is it? It looks kind of familiar because, well, there was a very similar basement, I guess basement, bedroom, apartment, whatever, that belonged to what's that guy's name? Hoghead Pierce Morgan. Remember that? Very similar scene. And dare I say, equally funny. But I guess if you had to imagine what it's like for that person that is obsessing over another individual who doesn't even know you and you don't know them, what must life be like? I imagine it looks a lot like this. A lot like this, where you have these sleepless nights where all you do is think about your next move, your next way to get some form of a reaction from that person. It really is kind of a love hate thing. You know how they say you're probably a fan, but in other ways, somebody is giving them their marching orders. Someone is financing them. These things just don't happen in a bubble. It's part of a greater plan. Aha, there it is. I see it. I see it. Let me grab this one for you. Aha, see what I mean? Eerily similar. Eerily similar. Same flavor, same flavor. Yeah, there you go. Same flavor. The obsession, where you just can't stop thinking about them. Let's just say that this is what's happening in their minds. This is what's going on in Pierce Morgan's head, and this is what's happening in that Nile gardener's head, and lots of it, probably more of it. Either way, it is kind of gross and tacky. By the way, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. So, Prince Harry's Visa records expose Nile Gardner's obsession and his alleged burner account. Prince Harry's Visa records became a media obsession, but the real story isn't about a checkbox. It's about Niall Gardner. The right wing commentators spread so much misinformation that the news outlets ran wild, falsely claiming Harry's full visa application would be made public. When that didn't happen, they scrambled to correct their story. Meanwhile, Gardner got exposed for allegedly running a burner account dedicated to attacking Meghan Sussex. It turned out to be the loudest voices demanding transparency had the most to hide. I like that. The loudest voices had the most to hide. Take a look at that. Fake Prince Harry visa scandal, a visa record scandal. In 2023, the Heritage Foundation pushed to make Prince Harry's immigration records public. The group claimed Americans had the right to know if he lied about the past drug use on his visa application. Right wing figures in the US and Britain jumped on the issue, hoping to humiliate Harry and Meghan. The judge released a redacted, and I do mean redacted, transcript from an October 2024 hearing, not Prince Harry's visa application, despite false media claims. I mean, take a look at that. You got Sky News, GB News, Sun, what looks like, I believe, The Express. No, that's the Sun. That's the Sun. So yeah, GB News, GBN, Sky News, and the Sun, all of them reporting that they have hit pay dirt. They're about to get what they want. They did not get it. Oh, by the way, thank you so much to RS, and you know who you are. Thank you so much for the PayPal. Just saw that out the corner of my eye. Okay. So media outlets spent months falsely claiming Prince Harry's full visa application would be made public. When the reality didn't match their narrative, they quietly adjusted their coverage. Media outlets like CBS had to issue a note correcting false claims. Let's see here. Instead of admitting they missed their readers, they pivoted to new angle. The court made it clear that revealing Prince Harry's visa application detail would cause unreasonably foreseeable harm in the form of harassment as well as unwanted contact by media and others. That is, despite this, Gardner and his allies refused to accept reality, spinning the redaction as part of a conspiracy. Part of a conspiracy. If they would just put more of this energy into things that really mattered to all of humanity, even if it was just half of humanity, but they won't. They are driven by hatred. They are driven by this cultural war. It's like a bunch of college freshmen or from some fraternity hazing ritual. That's what it looks like. Where the whole point of it is to win at all costs. And by the way, this is from Feminagra. You're probably familiar with Feminagra. They have done some great coverage, and I do recommend that you go to their webpage and to get yourself registered over there. So when this information come out, you'll be the first to know. So Niall Gardner obsession with Prince Harry's visa records. Gardner has built his career attacking the Sussexes. He frequently appears on British tabloids and right-wing media to criticize them. His social media feed obsessively dissects Trump's border policy, criticizes UK migration issues, and demands Prince Harry's visa details be exposed, but that was not enough. Online users recently, now I want you to pay close attention to this. Pay close attention to this. Online users recently discovered that Gardner allegedly, air quotes, ran a burner account under the name Pamela P. Kramer. Pamela P. Kramer. Is that really his alter ego? Please tell me that they're not running around playing dress up. Please tell me that's not the case. Please tell me that that monster is not running around pretending to be some courtesan or running around in a French maid costume or something. Please tell me that's not the case, because I will laugh myself into the hospital. Please don't let me imagine that thing dressed up in drag. I'm not saying that they do dress in drag. Don't make me think that they dress up in drag. I don't want to think about it. This is a combination Jonathan Winters and I'm trying to think. This looks like, I mean, really, you guys, this looks like some twisted scientific experiment. If you were to clone a couple of people, I'm seeing Jonathan Winters, and I just don't know who the other person is, but I'm seeing Jonathan Winters, who was a brilliant comedian, died years ago, but this looks like the love child of Jonathan Winters and some other monster. Let me think about that. But what a beast! What a relic. I mean, this just seems like something that was in a bog somewhere and was unearthed, and much to everyone's shock, once it was exposed to air, instead of withering, it actually began to breathe, and it kept breathing. So it's like some scientific experiment gone wrong. What a monster. And this thing is obsessed with our Sussexes. I would be afraid to know something that looked as bizarre as that was obsessing over me. I would be afraid. I would. I would. I would not be able to sleep. What a bizarre individual. Just bizarre. Oh, I'm sorry. It was right here, wasn't I? Oh, well. So, let's see. There is zero accountability and transparency in this heavily redacted documents released today. The American people have a right to know. The thing is, he's not even American. He's not American. With the price of fuel, the price of eggs, the price of so many things going on, do you really think that people care about Harry's visa status? Do you really think that that's what people care about? This is the United States of America, where we reward hard work with nothing but praise. We don't harbor pathetic jealousy. We don't feel sorry for ourselves because they have and we don't. That's not the American spirit. We just want to believe that under the right circumstances, I can have those same things too. So, how did this happen? The content was random. It mirrored the same narrative Gardner pushed publicly under his verified account. So Prince Harry's immigration application should be released to the American people. There should be a full transparency and accountability. The key question remains whether he lied on his application or was given preferential treatment. No one is above the law. Oh, how grand. And then if you take a look on the right, it says, has yours been released to the American people? Since we are in the transparency on the transparency train, start with yours. Then get Melania a ticket, Elon too, the Osborns. The list is endless. Okay, so they got they went there. Buy a marital aid or something, and pleasure yourself. I'm trying to clean it up and release that. Okay, so then this person replies, moron, they can look at any of my travel documents and not find anything, drugs, arrest, or bad behavior, none. So this Pamela K. Kramer answers for Niall Gardner as though they're one and the same. And it's as though they have not learned. We've gone through this with Maureen, right? We've gone through this with Maureen, where you've had a matter of fact, let me bring that up. Let me bring it up. Let me bring up an image of Maureen. Maureen, I'm gonna beat your ass, Maureen. Where is she at? Maureen, Maureen, I'm gonna beat your ass, Maureen, Maureen. There's Maureen, who bears a striking resemblance to Richard Eden. There you go. Who bears a striking resemblance to Richard Eden. Same thing. And of course, a very similar thing happened with Robert Jobson. There's been a few of them where they start talking as one person and then they'll answer as a whole nother person, thus allowing the exchange to air their dirty laundry. So then came the slip up. Yeah, then came the slip up. Screenshot shows that Pamela P. Kramer, the account in question, engaged in the same rhetoric as Gardner. It defended his visa crusade, parroted his talking points, and targeted Meghan with relentless negativity. And the Pamela P. Kramer account wasn't just a random troll, it was actively defended. Gardner's visa campaign amplified anti Sussex propaganda and interacted with far right commentators. The biggest red flag was when the account was linked to Gardner. He suddenly went silent. The man demanding full transparency refused to answer a single question. For someone who claims to champion transparency, Gardner's digital footprint tells a different story. His so called campaign for accountability was never about immigration laws. It was about fueling a harassment campaign against Harry and Meghan. Ties to Meghan Sussex hate network, one of the most damning pieces of evidence against Gardner, alleged burner account, is that it promoted the promotion, that is, of a YouTube channel called The Royal Grift. This channel, like many in the anti-Meghan ecosystem, creates endless content bashing Meghan and Harry. The videos are not balanced discussions. Their sole purpose is to attack Meghan. Titles include, okay, oh boy, let me see. The account actively shared in these videos showing a clear connection. Why would a political analyst linked to Margaret Thatcher spend time promoting a hate-filled YouTube channel? That answer is clear. Gardner was not just commenting on the Sussexes, he was part of the anti-Meghan network. Now remember, all of this is alleged, but the evidence seems very, very compelling. British media and Meghan Sussex hate account. Gardner is not the first British media figure to use anonymous accounts to attack Meghan. Over the years, people have exposed journalists and royal commentators for creating burner accounts or encouraging online harassment. Royal reporters and commentators in the UK have long history of targeting Meghan Sussex. Richard Eden, as well known royal journalist, has faced accusations of pushing anti-Meghan narratives. He isn't alone. Many journalists appear to operate secret social media accounts, using them as to spread negative stories about Meghan and Harry while maintaining plausible deniability. Oh, and you know what? Let's not forget, they also interact and get ideas for their columns and so on. They get a lot of those ideas from the exchanges that they have with those hateful accounts and derangers. So right here it says, "Hi, Richard Eden. You forgot to log out from your burner account." You see how that works? And as you look down at the bottom, you don't know who pays my bills, so don't assume. I wish I could show you the whole thing, but let it suffice to say, as soon as these people are discovered, you don't hear from them anymore. You don't hear from that person anymore. So Maureen Ayers has disappeared. She's no longer a thing. Maureen. And then, of course, Willie Leaks has confessed to having a burner account. Now, what he does with it, I don't know. Why the Sussexes? The Business of Hate explains. The obsession with Meghan and Harry is not just about dislike, it is about money and influence. Hate clicks drive engagement, controversy sells. Meghan and Harry have become a political tool used by the media to distract from real issues. Gardner, with his background in conservative politics, understands this well. Attacking Prince Harry's visa as a topic gets him media attention and boosts his influence. Instead of just writing articles, He allegedly, remember, allegedly, because we don't have any concrete evidence or proof, took it further by using burner accounts, engaging with hate groups, and spreading conspiracy theories. What happens next? Gardner has not responded to these allegations. He has not explained why the Pamela P. Kramer account engaged in so much anti Sussex activity or why it mirrors his own views. Will he deny it, ignore it, or continue attacking Prince Harry? One thing is certain: the people who spent years trying to paint Prince Harry as dishonest through his visa records are now facing their own exposure. The real scandal is not Harry's visa, it is the journalists and commentators who have built careers harassing him and his wife. Now Gardner wants transparency. Now he has it, but not the way he expected. There you go. He has it, but not the way he expected. So let's take a deep dive into this, if you will. Let's take a deeper dive. So no one is above the law. Has yours been? Okay, so we've covered that. And then moron, they can look at it. Yeah, so that is the busted moment. Now, Zandy Sussex says, after his lies caught up with him, Toxic Nile is now glitching and forgot to log out of his burner account. Why does that remind me of the women of Brewster Place? You forgot to close your blinds last night. I seed you. I seed you. Right? Doesn't that remind you of the women of Brewster's Place? You forgot to close your blinds last night. That nosy neighbor. That's what that reminds me of. Yep. And of course, that person, Pamela K, whatever, she's probably gone for good now. Yeah, she's probably gone for good. There we go. I seed you. I seed you. You forgot to close your and sitting there like a spider. I seed you. I saw you. I saw you. Naked as the day you were born. You put down that book and dropped your towel. I saw you. I seed you. I seed you. That's what it reminds me of. Anyway, I seed you. I seed you. So, Samuel Dewey, a lawyer with the Heritage Foundation, said that the Duke was furious at voters for electing Donald Trump in 2024 election and that he should go back to the UK. Now, there is something about the way these people look. This one here, I don't know, for some reason, it seemed like he still got the hanger in his jacket. See the way he's standing there with one shoulder high? It seems like he forgot to take the hanger out. He was in such a hurry to get down there to meet with the other nerds, those other dweebs, that he forgot to take the hanger out of it or something. Or maybe the cardboard. Maybe it's a new shirt. And you know how they have that little cardboard around the collar? Maybe that's still in there or something. But whatever it is, I'm telling you, they all look like some kind of scientific experiment. They really do. They look like someone took a Bunsen burner and just poured a whole bunch of chemicals in it and then said, "Here, drink this." And then all of a sudden, you have this bizarre looking individual. And I don't know if anybody told him that typically you kind of cross your hands in the front when you're talking to someone Not even that weirdo Nile Gardner has his hands up front. Oh well, like I said, it's almost like that of a scientific experiment. So there you go, Nile Pamela Gardner. Yeah, she fancies herself a real beauty. Yeah, there you go. She's a Karen. She's got the big lashes, got that Karen haircut. So, moving on. Bite size bliss. This is what our Duchess posted on her what do you call it today? On her as ever. This is what she posted on as ever. And by the way, you guys, I got myself a proper cutting board, just like that one. Well, it looks like the one I got, but yeah, I finally got one. No more plastics for me. So check this out. Uh, for women first, this is a what is this? Meghan Markle's one pot spaghetti is the simple royal worthy meal you need to try. This easy pasta has gone viral after let me see, appearing in Meghan's new Netflix series. Yeah, it has gone viral. Okay. And right there, what is in Meghan Markle's one pot spaghetti? Well, of course, I recommend you just, watch the With Love Meghan so you can see it for yourself. But otherwise, if you go to this article, which is for women first or first for women. Anyway, I've never seen this online magazine before, but they got some beautiful pictures. Isn't that a beautiful setting right there? That looks amazing. Now, it says here, let me see here. You guys, I'm scared for Meghan. Now, that is how it started. It says, you guys, I am scared for Meghan. But what does that mean? Now, this is from an Instagram account called Not Skinny, but Not Fat. Well, they stole my title because I've been saying that my whole life. Not skinny, but not fat. Not skinny, but not fat. But anyway, uh, let me see here. Okay. All right. Um, Take a look there. Oh, well, you know what? I should have shared the video with you, but let me see. Well, maybe I can just share the sound. I'll just share the sound. Yeah, that's what I do. I'll just share the sound. Okay. Now, if I could remember how to find that, I go here. And nope, that's not it. Oh, I really should have thought this through. Okay. Nope, not that. Hold on a second. How do I? Oh. Okay, okay. Okay, I got it. How do I? Nope, that's not it. Oh. Oh man, I totally forgot how to do this. Now, when I want to see something from there, how do I get to it? I tell you, all of these technologies are starting to overlap. Nope. I want to go to messages. Well, anyway, she received a letter, right? And it says, remember, I said I was scared for Meghan, new show, and the possible hate she would get because for some reason people want to hate on her about everything, right? So she said that. And then next thing you know, she gets this letter. And at first, it looks like she did not want to share what was in the letter because she's like, I got a letter. Do you know who this is from? And she's just like teasing her followers as to the origin of the letter. Well, of course, we know where the letter came from because of the beautiful calligraphy. Well, if you haven't guessed, the letter came from our Duchess. So now there we go. I got it. I got it now. Okay, here goes.
Guys, I just got a letter.
Oh, sorry.
Guys, I just got a letter. And I was like, what is this? What is this? What is this? Started thinking what it could be. Any guesses?
Okay, so that's it. That's what she said. Very short, very sweet. That is what it was. She got a letter from Meghan. And it says, I heard, let me see. Like, obviously, framing this beyond shock, beyond spiraling. Did I smell the paper? Yes. Do I want to own monogram? Do I want my own monogram? Yes. I am absolutely flabbergasted and obsessed. Yes, yes, okay. You have a fan for life. So that's what it says. You have a fan for life. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what she's saying. But the letter says, now let me see if I can get this. It says, Dear Amanda, I heard you were feeling scared. Don't be. This is the, what does that say? Let's enjoy it. This is, okay, I can't catch that one part there. What does that say, you guys? I cannot catch that for nothing. Oh, this is the fun part. That's right. This is the fun part. Let's enjoy it. As ever, Meghan. So that's what it says. This is the fun part. Let's enjoy it, Meghan. So there you go. That's what it says. You got to love that. What a nice personal touch. She received a letter from Meghan. How does that happen? How does that happen? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all. But how does that happen? Could you imagine you're just sitting there minding your own business, and next thing you know, here comes a letter from Meghan? Right? I love that. Okay. I'm just looking at a couple of your comments. Okay. uh okay. All right. Well, I see you guys are having a good time. That's good. All right. So there you have it. Now let's get to Ted Sarandos. That's where we started. So Ted Sarandos backs Meghan Markle, and the numbers prove why. Now, Feminagra, they have been doing an amazing job. I love Feminagra. Okay. Oh, let's go back here for a second. I have, nope, that's not it. Ah, there we go. I got it now. Okay, so it says Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos has made it clear that Meghan Sussex is a force to be reckoned with. While critics have spent years questioning her relevance, Sarandos sees what the numbers confirm. Meghan moves culture, drives conversation, and delivers results. In a recent interview with Variety, he pointed out that whatever uh, she steps into the spotlight, whenever she steps into the spotlight, people watch, analyze, and buy. The proof is in the data. And her latest Netflix project, With Love Meghan, is another example of how much impact she truly has. With Love Meghan got people watching and talking. When With Love Meghan launched on March 4th, skeptics were quick to doubt its success. It may not have matched the record breaking numbers of Harry and Meghan, of course, the documentary Harry and Meghan, but it still made an impact. Within 5 days, 526,000 households tuned in. And by day 10, the show had reached 12.6 million hours viewed. It briefly landed in Netflix US top 10, peaking at sixth place. While it fell off the charts after a week, the show had already made its mark. The viewers may not have the viewership, that is, may not have shattered records, but its influence stretched beyond its streaming numbers. Meghan's ability to spark trends and generate discussions remained as strong as ever. Now, what does it say in this little box right here? Meghan is underestimated in terms of her influence in culture. When we dropped the trailer for the Harry and Meghan docuseries, everything on the screen was dissected in the press for days. Shoes she was wearing sold out all over the world. Hermes blankets that was on the chair behind her sold out everywhere in the world. People are fascinated with Meghan Markle. She and Harry are overly dismissed. Ted Sarandos, despite the tabloid complaints, Netflix co-CEO calls Meghan Markle a smart investment for the streaming platform. Period. A smart investment for the streaming platform. Now, the article goes on to say that Sarandos' confidence in Meghan goes beyond traditional rating launch metrics. Reported that With Love Meghan generated 10 million in media impact. Remember that? The MIV, media impact. Well, the MIV for Meghan's lifestyle brand, as ever, that number reflects how much buzz the show created across media, social platforms, and retail. Whatever people were tuning in to support her or just to talk about her, they were paying attention, and that translated into major brand exposure. And of course, Meghan's fashion choices drove sales for major brands. Meghan's style has always been a conversation starter. With Love, Meghan proved no different. The brands she wore saw immediate financial benefits. Laura Piana made $1 million in media impact value after Meghan wore their $1,325 sweater. Zara, which provided the pants for the same look, earned $973,000 in media exposure. Jenny Kane cashed in $497,000 from a single cashmere sweater, and Amelia Wickstead saw $362,000 in value from Meghan's ship print Medi dress. These aren't just numbers; they are proof that her fashion influence remains unmatched. Unmatched. Netflix betting on Meghan for more than just the show. Netflix partners with Meghan insists uh, it isn't just about a TV series. The streaming giant also invested in her lifestyle brand as ever. This is not a celebrity endorsement, it's a business partnership. Meghan had secured the As Ever trademark in 2022, but she waited until 2025 to launch it with Netflix backing. That move alone speaks to their long term vision. Netflix investment suggests that they see Meghan as more than talent. They see her as a brand powerhouse with the potential to shape trends in both entertainment and commerce. Critics were wrong again about Meghan's success. When With Love Meghan debuted, some were quick to claim it was a flop. They pointed to streaming numbers without considering the full picture, but Netflix renewed the series for a second season, showing confidence in its future. The show's success wasn't just about views, it was about the cultural conversation and the media impact and the business results of Meghan's ability to create buzz and turn that into real world value instead of most public figures who can only dream of. Ted Sarandos stood by Meghan because the data backed it up. Let's see. The praise of Meghan Sussex wasn't just a nice soundbite. It was based on hard facts. Meghan generates attention, sells products, and brings in numbers that matter beyond just streaming. While her critics continue to underestimate her, she keeps proving them wrong with the results. Netflix didn't just gamble on Meghan, they made a smart investment, and the numbers prove it was the right call. So there you go. Thank you again, Feminagra. They do an awesome job covering the Sussexes. It is such a relief that there is some positive articles out there rather than the usual vitriol and trying to be fair to the royal family. An article like this is almost like those Windsors don't even exist. And I'm okay with that. The left behind royals are just that, left behind. There, of course, I was looking at one of the people that I saw. She did a TikTok video, and she said that she wanted to watch because she's been like slowly consuming With Love Meghan instead of like binging through it. She's been watching them a little bit at a time, and she said when she got to the part with the episode with Mindy Kaling, she said she was almost afraid to watch because she thought that it was going to reflect poorly on Meghan because of everything people had said. She was like terrified to watch it because she didn't want to not like Meghan, right? And when she got to it, she was like, I don't understand what the fuss was about. What was the problem again? Where was the disrespect? Where was this hostility? I don't see it. Which just goes to show the power of suggestion. It has been repeated. It has been said over and over and over again that Meghan is unrelatable. Meghan, well, you know all the stuff they said. And she said by the time she watched it, she couldn't understand what the fuss was about. I like that, Sherry, where I call them leftovers, the leftover royals. Yeah, the leftover royals. I think Meghan is underestimated in terms of her influence on culture. When we dropped the trailer for Harry and Meghan docuseries, everything on the screen was dissected. Oh yeah, that was in the Variety article as well. By the way, there is a article about Ted Sarandos in the Variety, so you may want to check it out. I guess they're discussing his 25 years in Hollywood. That's a great cover, by the way. And I love this photo right here. I love this photo. Very cool. Now, you guys, let's get on to Misan. Misan, oh, he speaks so eloquently. He really does. For someone who says he didn't do well in school, it does not in any way reflect in his conversation because he knows how to get to the point. This is a much longer video, a much longer conversation. And just for the record, I cannot stand that person that he's speaking to. I don't like him. Oh my God, he's awful. I forgot what his name is. That's how much I don't like him. I don't even know what his name is. But he goes. Well, anyway, I won't even tell you why I don't like him. I'll let you decide on your own. He was okay in this interview. Let me just say that. He was okay in this interview, but he grates on my nerves, okay? Is it okay to say that? But I'll let you hear a little small part of it.
The industrial and very focused hate machine that I've seen, the industrial and very focused hate machine that I've seen, I've experienced myself due to my proximity to both Harry and Meghan, has been extraordinary. And what I would say is that, you know, one day, you know, her children will be adults and it'll be impossible to protect them, right? From the ledger, and it is a ledger of hate that mainly the British media has been responsible for. And what I mean by that is, last time I checked, Meghan is not dropping bombs on people. She's not annexing nations. She's not a pedophile. Yet there is way more coverage and time and words spent directing hatred towards her than people that are really, really hurting people. And I do wonder how history is going to remember those that held the pen and the microphone and kissed their kids goodnight at night and paid their mortgages off the back of focusing hatred to one woman that most of them have never met. I do wonder how history will remember those that knowingly did that for the sake of the combination of misogyny, misogynoir, greed, being part of a system that they were just like, well, I was doing what my editor told me and not caring. I do wonder how history will remember.
I mean, when you say you've experienced it, what do you mean?
Because I've had people send me DMs saying, you know, unspeakable things that they would want to do to her, her children, her husband, myself, unspeakable things. And you have to ask yourself, how did we get here? If you don't like her, that's fine. If you don't like the things she puts out,
The TV show.
yeah. Write an article saying you don't like it. But 24 hours focused hatred on this one woman, this mother, this human being, this soul, it's unforgivable. The industrial and very focused hate machine that I've seen, I've experienced myself due to.
Okay, so I just added that to the post, formerly known as the community tab. I just put the complete conversation, which is 49 minutes and 13 seconds long, but well worth it. I really enjoyed that conversation, so make sure you do check it out. Misan Harriman is sitting there talking with that person I can't stand, but he discusses, it's a channel, what is that? Wait. Channel 4? Yeah, Channel 4 News. Let me see. Misan Harriman on Meghan Markle Gaza, shooting for Vogue. Yeah, that's it. Wow, great conversation, and it's only I don't even think it's had 4,000 views, and it's been out for 9 hours. So, check it out when you can. So, thank you, Misan, for everything, for your hard work, for your humanitarian work, for using your talent to give voice to people who, for whatever reason, have no voice. Yeah, I have been so disappointed on occasion when some people closest to me just do not get the support that that myself and the rest of the squaddies have given Meghan, especially when a dear friend of mine said that she was overly exposed. And at the time, we were going through those long periods when we didn't see or hear from Meghan for sometimes weeks, sometimes months. It was rare to have any public sighting, let alone any words from Meghan. But because of the industrial complex of reporters, the media, especially the British tabloid media, it seemed like Meghan never stopped talking. But the thing is, she was nowhere to be seen or heard. They would just find old photos with the right facial expression. All of those things combined was very scary to witness. And it was very frustrating because we know what the truth is. But to the wider public, some people they can identify that is over the top, that there's probably something wrong with it, but they don't know the full scale of it. They don't know how far they've gone to perpetuate these lies and to misrepresent everything about Meghan, about her mother, and to discredit Harry in any way possible. Harry the liar. They have to make him out to be a liar because the truth of what he says is so embarrassing to them that they just cannot allow people to know what the truth is. And in spite of all of the video footage that says otherwise, images that definitely mean something different from what they're saying, whoever can shout the loudest and shout the most seems to own the news cycle. And not to mention the fact that elements within the media will give you a platform if it means that you can drive up the clicks, drive up the hate, which equals engagement. Val Rich, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Joan Garcia says, Baron, even that interview where Harry said he missed the British sky, said he thought the worst of Harry until he read Spare. Oh, yeah, people are so gullible. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jones Garcia. Yeah, as a matter of fact, gosh, I've seen so many of those. I'm telling you, TikTok has been amazing lately. And you guys, this is why I told you a long time ago, they and this is a prime example. They wanted to convince us that TikTok is Chinese. And because it's Chinese, they're using, what do they call it? Xenophobia. They're using that as a way to scare people away from TikTok. And the problem with TikTok wasn't, oh, they're selling your information. They see what you're doing. They know what your viewing habits are. I don't know that it makes a difference who knows this or that, because either way, as long as you go online, you're leaving a digital footprint, and somebody somewhere is selling that information. And by doing so, they know what's trending. They know what people are searching. It helps them to position investments in certain brands, in certain movies. All kind of things are driven by those data points. So you're not a person, you're just data points. They don't care about you as the individual. So the point that I was making is that they try to terrify people with this idea that if you're using TikTok, that somehow you're in danger. You know what the danger was? The danger was there is a genocide going on, and the people that are causing that to happen didn't like the fact that those kids on TikTok was reporting it, that they were telling the truth, that they were giving the inconvenient truth. They were telling you there's an alternative to watching legacy media with all of their whataboutisms and trying to give you a balanced story where you make the sinner looks like a saint and you make the saints look like a sinner. That's why they didn't want you to watch TikTok. There's 350 million people in the United States. I guarantee you, you as the individual watching someone dance on TikTok does not put you in danger. It just doesn't. They mislead you using fear tactics, which is why I'm so passionate about the mistreatment of immigrants. Every group that has come to the United States, the Irish, the Italians, the Greeks, the Germans, the Russians, every group that comes, they're the new villain of the day. Until the politicians realize, I need their votes more than I need to make people hate them. I need their votes more than I need people to be afraid of them. And so then all of a sudden, you're no longer the enemy. You're a vote. They want to keep us ignorant and they want to keep us afraid. And that's how you control people. And just like an abusive boyfriend, you go back to the person who has kept you ignorant. You go back to the person who has made you afraid, and you trust that person. That's just psychology 101. It's that, what do they call it? Stockholm syndrome. You start to identify with the abuser. Fight it. Push back. Don't let them control your thoughts. Unfortunately, it works more often than it doesn't. And the trade-off is you go to bed feeling isolated, afraid, worried about what's going to happen the next day. A lot of the stuff that comes out of the White House is to keep you confused and to keep you afraid. Don't give in to it. You can't tell what's rhetoric and what they're doing. I could tell you, as a rule, whatever it is they don't want you to see, that's what they're not talking about. That's the stuff you only hear in a whisper. The loud stuff is the stuff that probably doesn't really matter. I wake up today, oh, the army, the military is taking over the southern border. And what difference does that make? What difference will that make? It's a 2,000-mile border. Good luck. That's all I can say is the border is 2,000 miles long. Good luck. Let's see. Joy Moore, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member. So anyway, it's Channel 4. The last time I checked, Meghan Markle is not dropping bombs on people. She is not annexing nations. She is not a weirdo. Yet there are more. There's yet where okay, yes, there is more coverage directing hate toward her than the people that really are hurting people. Photographer and activist Misan Harriman tells that person I can't stand on the latest episode of the Ways to Change the World podcast. So yes, like I just said, the quiet stuff is what you really ought to be paying attention to. But the loud stuff, Meghan did this, Meghan did that, they're using her as a distraction. But one must take it serious because they are also igniting hatred and hostility. And as you know, there's a lot of people in this world that are kind of cray-cray. So it does bear caution. Now, right here, the ledger. And this is, I love this. One of the squatties, I don't always feel comfortable identifying this person's account or that person's account, because the last thing I want to do is flood their page with a bunch of people that are, derangers and stuff. So, but I do try to let you know I am quoting someone else. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So the ledger, he mentioned the ledger. The ledger of hate began with the royal family. They chose to deliberately feed misinformation to UK media about Meghan. They chose not to stop the unwarranted attacks and abuse. When Jeremy Clarkson wrote that appalling article, the royal family remained silent. And Camilla then took Clarkson to lunch. Now, I think that's actually kind of backwards. Clarkson went to lunch first. It was a Christmas luncheon. And then later that night, that's when he wrote the article. But the principle is still the same. Those are Camilla's friends. And those are people that she routinely are in contact with. So just a little correction there. So this person says, I've had to, no, actually, this is not them talking. These are the receipts. You see what I'm saying? We say receipts, and Misan Harriman says ledger. Well, here's the ledger and or receipts. What about the one on the left? I've had to make peace with the fact that we are probably never going to get a genuine accountability or a genuine apology from my family. My wife and I are moving on. We're focused on what's coming next. That's a quote from Prince Harry. So that's receipt number one. Here's another receipt. 72 female MPs signed an open letter backing Meghan Markle stand against distasteful and misleading media coverage and blasting outdated colonial undertones of some stories. Okay, that's another one right there. 72 women in the government signed this petition. This was supposed to persuade someone, the media, the royal family, someone who could, to put a stop to this coverage. Here's another one. Sun tabloid column fantasizing about abusing a naked Meghan Markle, breached editorial standard, UK watchdog says. Now, the editor of that newspaper, The Sun, what's her name? Oh gosh, that name escapes me. Victoria Ward, is it? Anyway, she's a woman. She's the last person to spend time with Charles before he became king. Okay? This woman routinely spends the night with Charles and Camilla, allegedly. It was her job to determine whether that article from Jeremy Clarkson made it into print. It made it into print. Here's another one. A loud declaration in print from Amanda Platel. Stay away from Britain, Meghan. You're not welcome here. Now, a lot of people will say those are just words. But if there is no pushback, if the person who's made this declaration can keep their job, that includes the editor, then it says it's okay. It even implies that that's what the rest of the country believes, and that's what they're thinking. Now, from time to time, some of the squatties, recently someone from Australia, did not like the fact that I spoke about the racist colonial past of Australia. Not to be confused with the racist colonial past of Britain. Not to be confused with the racist colonial past of Canada. Not to be confused with the racist colonial past of the United States. Take your choice. They all seem to have the same story. We got there. There were natives. They could not withstand our diseases, or they would not tolerate being enslaved. So we destroyed them. And there are echoes of that racism and hostility that exists today. If that offends you, please switch off, because that is the truth. That is the truth. And there was a time in the United States after the Civil Rights Movement where hundreds of people in some very prominent positions lost their job. That's how I grew up. I grew up in the United States, a Black kid, and I would see white people on TV say some outrageous things, and next thing you know, they lose their jobs, they lose their livelihood. That's not really a thing in the UK, is it? If anything, you become more popular. And sadly enough, because of Rupert Murdoch and then this whole right-wing movement, nowadays in the United States, you don't really lose your job as much as you used to. Now, there was a time when the legacy media would not tolerate that stuff. And I still want to believe that today you could still lose your job, but you can find refuge where? Over on Fox. If you don't go to Fox, just go to YouTube. Go to TikTok. Go somewhere. But they'll find a home for you. That's how I grew up. That's how I grew up. It works, though. Trust me, it works. When you have a whole establishment come down like a ton of bricks on the perpetrator, it would definitely, shall we say, send a message back to the community that this won't be tolerated. And it works. That's why more often you will have a white American call out racism, because a lot of them grew up having it identified. They know it's a bad thing, but they want to change that. They want to change that. They want to make people not be afraid to act out in such a horrible way. They want people to not be afraid. And the best way to do that is to install someone in the White House who will send the signal that you be as awful as you want, because I'll protect you. I will protect you. You can storm the United States Capitol and he'll protect you. They want to change that. We worked hard. We fought really hard in this country to have people call out racism. to have people's lives change because of their behavior. And it's been successful. It's been too successful, as a matter of fact, which is why they want to change it. That's why they want to change it. And of course, affirmative action, or the DEI, whatever you want to call it, they don't want that, because that demonstration that anybody can do this job with the right training, they don't want that either. They want to go back to the days where all of the prejudice in your mind says, if this person doesn't look like me, or doesn't look like my uncle, or doesn't look like my sister, they can't do this job. I need somebody to look just like me. They want to go back. They want to go back. Meghan Markle Netflix show gives unexpected boost to tourism in Montecito. That's right, an unexpected boost. The account Talk Nerdy, Meghan Markle's Netflix show With Love, Meghan, has unexpectedly boosted tourism in Montecito. This has sparked significant interest in the area, resulting in an increase in visitors. Meghan Markle's new show may have received plenty of criticism, but new research shows the cooking series has given a much-needed boost to tourism in the local area. While not filmed at Meghan's and Prince Harry's own sprawling Montecito home, the show was instead filmed at another abode just down the road, it says, in the same neighborhood, a place the couple have called home since quitting the royal family, a royal life, that is, in 2022. This has generated a huge swell of interest in the area, giving it an unexpected tourism boost. I wouldn't say it was unexpected. What else would happen? So Samuel Jeffries, Senior Growth Marketing Manager at, is it Bokun, said that since the release of Meghan's series, there have been 424,000 searches online in the past month for Montecito, as well as this searches for Montecito hotels have reported surge with a 354% increase in the past month. Wow. Okay. And half of those were tabloid reporters, I'm sure. So there you go. That is the Meghan effect. So we've seen the Meghan effect on fashion brands and even cookware, a la Le Creuset, but did not know that 198,000 people have been searching beekeeping since With Love, Meghan premiered on Netflix, or 424,000 people searched Montecito, with Montecito hotels increasing by 354%. That was a quote from one of the squatties. And Meghan Markle receives the Bram Stoker Medal in 2013 for her role as Rachel Zane on Suits. She was described as an outstanding speaker, truly exceptional at Trinity College. James Wilson wrote before Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding in 2018. And there is an article there that says how Prince Harry's fiancée, Meghan Markle, charmed us in Dublin. This possible West Brit will be changing his profile pic to celebrate Prince Harry's royal wedding to star with a Trinity Bram Stoker medal. James Wilson, okay. So this was an article from 2017, November of 27. I think that was when they had just announced the engagement. Yeah, and I think that's when they had just announced the engagement. And you know what? That was probably the same day when I had purchased my ticket for my trip to Europe, which eventually allowed me to be in the crowd on the wedding day. Just by chance, I purchased a ticket, and then later on, I heard something about an engagement. I knew nothing about Meghan at the time, but I heard something about an engagement. I had just purchased my ticket, and I'm like, oh, good. Well, if there's a wedding, I'll try to be there in the crowd. And eventually the date was announced. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll still be there. And the rest, of course, is history. So with that, you guys, thank you very much. And thank you to the Mod Squad, which includes Church Nelly, Lydia Washington, Cookies and Cream, Adrian Burrows, and Dominica, Anastasia Isabella Christensen, Legs, Sherry Ware, Lane Parker, and on occasion, VS Speaks Royally. So thank you all very much, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And remember, I seed you. I saw you. I saw you. I saw you sitting there like a little spider, just ready to pounce like a spider. I seed you. Woo! I see ya. Okay. Oh, you all welcome. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone who has a membership. And of course, thank you to the what do you call it? To the for your what do you know, the super chat, super stickers. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, super chat and super stickers. Okay. All right. Good night. And I will see y'all next time.